What is up, YouTube? Remington James here. We are taking a little break from the vlogs to go over a topic I've been getting loads of questions about. Now, I understand if you've been with my channel for a while now that you probably are pretty experienced in dieting, pretty experienced in lifting, and all the stuff in between. But as I add new subscribers every day, I seem to be getting a lot of questions from people that are just getting into this lifestyle about how to properly train, about proper nutrition, and asking me for tips. And quite honestly, I was getting so many of them, I figured I might as well just make a video on it and we can call it that. So I've compiled 7 of probably what I consider my most important tips to give anybody starting out with fitness, nutrition. I'm gonna go ahead and list those here. Keep in mind, if you are experienced in this stuff already, this might not be the video for you, although if you watch, you might take something away from it. So here we go, guys. You ready? Let's do it. Tip number 1, effort is everything. The amount of effort you put into this lifestyle is exactly what you're gonna get out of it. So, for example, if you're going to the gym and you're hitting 2 or 3 exercises for a couple sets, standing around talking, not getting any real work done, not leaving sore, not leaving tired, your gains are gonna suffer. Same thing goes with your nutrition. If you're eating a little bit of chicken and a little bit of sweet potato and then having pizza and ice cream for dinner, you're leaving gains on the table as well. So keep in mind, the amount of effort you put in directly correlates with the amount of gains and the amount of progress you make. This can also be applied to anything else in life, whether that is your job, whether that is your relationship, whatever that is. The amount of effort you put in is directly what you get out. Positive actions create positive reactions. So the amount of energy you put towards something, you have no choice but to get a response back out of it. Put enough effort in, I guarantee you will get results out of it. Number 1, most important thing, effort is everything. My second tip is that balance is key. Find a healthy balance between the training and the nutrition and don't go too all in on one or the other if you want maximal gains. What I mean by this is that don't sign up for some 7-day-a-week crazy training program and let your nutrition suffer because you're not gonna recover right, your workouts are gonna be terrible, and you're not gonna make any really significant good progress. Same goes with the other way. Don't get on some crazy diet where you're in a huge calorie deficit and you're eating no carbs and blah, 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 but yet you're going to the gym and not really doing any cardio, you're not doing anything to help speed up your metabolism and really make you shredded. So it goes both ways, guys. I always say find a balance between the two. Get yourself a good meal plan, get yourself a good training plan, focus on both of them because together they truly work way better. It really is, when people say it, I do believe it. It's about 70% diet, 30% training. So either way you look at it, a big chunk of the progress you're making can be broken down into either or, training or nutrition. Together is where you truly shine. I know that I didn't have abs for the longest time when I started training, and once I really did the research, sat down, figured out a meal plan for myself and followed it, I remember it was literally like 3 weeks and I could start seeing my abs for the first time ever, and that was a good feeling. And all it took was a little bit of preparation, a little bit of research, and a little bit of know-how. So work on both of those, guys. My third tip, I know a lot of you newbies want to get out here and you want to put on muscle. When you're starting out, you don't have a lot of muscle. Cutting doesn't really make sense because you don't have a lot of muscle. So in turn, you don't really have anything to flex once you're cut. So a lot of you want to jump straight in and start building lean mass. Do not, I repeat, my ultimate tip, do not dirty bulk and get fat. I have done this before and I regret it every single time I've done it, simply because once it's time to cut, it takes that much longer to see all the progress you've made. You don't need to eat pizza, you don't need to eat ice cream in order to make crazy gains. Now, if you are on a bulk, yeah, I do recommend have your cheat meal. Treat yourself every now and again. But part of this lifestyle is learning the discipline, learning to be a better person, and truly feeding your body with good wholesome nutrition is part of that. So I will never tell you not to have a cheat meal unless you're in like competition prep or you have a really crazy goal and a deadline to meet. I will never tell you not to have a cheat meal. But eating pizza and donuts every day because you're quote unquote bulking is not the way to do it. And I'm not talking bad about anybody. I've done this before, and every time I do it, I hate myself and I hate that I'm spending 4 to 6 extra weeks on a cut because cuts aren't fun, guys. Cutting is not fun. You are tired, you were grouchy, you're not able to go eat foods that you want to eat. Because obviously with fitness, our main goal with this is to look good, right? Most of us start off because, I know I did, because I had low self-esteem. I started because I was never comfortable in my own skin. I was never the guy that could take his shirt off at the pool. And I started doing all this after a bad relationship because I wanted to look good. I wanted to attract a member of the opposite sex, right? So does it really make sense that 9 months out of the year I'm bulking and I don't even want to take my shirt off just for 3 months where I can post a couple Instagram pictures and go to the pool once or twice? I don't know. I just don't think it sets a very good example. And I'm telling you, focus on the clean foods, stick to a calorie limit, have at least a gram per pound of body weight in protein, fill the rest with protein and carbs, and you will thank me later. And don't be afraid to, if you're on a bulk, to do a mini cut, because mini cuts are lifesavers. 2 to 3 weeks, quick little mini cut, drop 3 to 4 to 5 pounds, keep bulking, good to go, guys, good to go, not very hard. My fourth tip that a lot of people don't really adhere to, don't neglect your cardio. Now, the majority of people that start out in the gym, their goal is to lose weight. That is your goal. You need to do your cardio. I see far too many people going in, lifting, trying to eat healthy, not doing any cardio, whereas with their day job, they're kind of just sitting all day at a computer or they're not really moving. So in turn, you're not really burning any calories. You're not giving your metabolism an excuse to ramp up and burn fat, really. So a calorie deficit will burn fat, but your body will mobilize that fat much better if you are performing cardio. So personally, this is what I do. See what I'm doing right now? Sitting and talking. That is the majority of my job. I don't move much other than my gym time. So every day I do 40 minutes of cardio. That's just what I do for personal preference, and it has helped me a ton on staying lean. And when I do decide to cut, I cut pretty fast. You can ask anybody that's been watching my vlog series. It's been a few weeks on carb cycling and I've made a tremendous progress, and that's with crazy cheat meals. That's with having fun and enjoying life when I can. So do not neglect your cardio. You don't have to do 40 minutes a day. I'm more of the extreme, but 15, 20 minutes a day can do wonders for you. Plus, you don't want to be that guy or girl walking up steps and getting winded. You want to be able to do a brisk jog up and like look back at everybody and wave like, hey guys, I'll see you when you get here. I'm gonna sit down. Don't neglect your cardio. Tip number 5, train for you. And what I mean by that is, I think a lot of people, and maybe I was guilty of this at first, but a lot of people start training for the wrong reasons, right? They train because they want to get this girl, or they want to train because they want to prove to everybody that they can do it, or they want to train because Becky looks super good in yoga pants and they want to look just as good as Becky or better in yoga pants. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why people train, right? But ultimately, if you want the most out of this, you should train for you. You should train for the betterment of yourself. You should train for your self-esteem. You should train to be a better person every day. And that's one thing I had to wrap my mind around when I first started this, was that, like, you know, I'm not competing with anybody. The only person I'm competing with is myself. My only goal is to be better tomorrow than I am today, and to be better next year than I was the year before, and to keep that going. I want to be 40 and I want to be so good that it's undeniable. So that's the thing, right? Do this for you ultimately, and everything else will fall into place. All that other stuff, the guys or girls, the relationship stuff, looking good in that bikini, being able to post the shirtless fitness progress pics, whatever, all that stuff is a side effect of working on you. Because as you get better, all of that stuff comes. Focus on the primary reason why you're doing all this, and that should always be for your health and your happiness. My 6th tip is use all equipment available to you in the gym, and do not neglect your compound movements. A lot of beginners, I see this all the time. They go to the gym, and my gym is kind of split into 2 sections. We got a free weight section and a machine section. I will see people go to the gym, start on the machines, and just do a lap around all the machines. They'll do every machine. So in turn, they've done a full body workout, they never touch a free weight, and then they leave. And that is their routine. Or vice versa. I'll see the guy come in and he will just squat that day. All he does is squats, or all he does is deadlifts, and then he's done. He doesn't work any accessory movements. He's not working any other muscle groups. He's just doing those primary movers. A good, well-rounded routine is going to be comprised of a little bit of everything. And I understand as a newbie, it can be very intimidating to get under that bar and squat. It can be very intimidating to grab that bar and deadlift. But those are your best lifts. Those are the ones that are really making you grow. Those are by far, that's why everybody does them, because they are by far the best movements. So my advice to you, I know it can be intimidating, and I was the same way when I started. I did not want to squat. I didn't even want to work legs out. I did not want to deadlift because I was embarrassed and scared, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you, go to that gym and you find the guy in there that looks like he's been working out for a while. Find the guy with the big shoulders, the big back. He's probably wearing a stringer tank top. If you ask that guy for help, or in turn a female that just looks very lean and fit and trim like she's been at it for a while, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You probably have someone in your head right now. Find that person, ask them for help. I am telling you, a lot of times those big intimidating looking bodybuilder types are some of the nicest guys you will ever meet in your entire life. And I know when I'm in the gym, I am eager to help anybody that asks me. Someone asks me for help, I will just spew fitness information out. The these people look the way they do for a reason. They've been doing this for a long time, and I will gladly stop my workout to show somebody that's new to this whole thing the ropes. And I feel like there's a lot more people out there, and that's the thing. We're all in this together. It should not feel like an individual effort. You should be able to go ask somebody for help, and they should be able to help you, because a gym is really a community. At least that's how I want my gyms to be. I think everybody should be in this together. We're all on the same path. We're all on the same journey. We're all there for self-betterment. So why not spread the love, right? Why not? And my seventh tip, and one that I preach all the time, don't major in the minor, right? And what I mean by this is I get a lot of these questions too. Which cardio should I be doing? High intensity interval training or low intensity steady state? Or should I do hammer curls or regular bicep curls? Or should I have my protein shake right after my workout? Or should I place my carbs directly before so I get the insulin response and the blah, 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 blah? That stuff, you should not even be worried about that stuff if you were just starting out. That stuff, irrelevant. That is stuff you focus on once everything else is so perfect. Once your training's perfect, your nutrition's perfect, those are the tiny tweaks you make to really get that extra 1%, right? But for the most part, in my opinion, meal timing is irrelevant. The type of cardio you do, as long as you're doing it, obviously some cardio is gonna have more of a caloric burn than other forms of cardio. But in the end, if you're doing your cardio and you're in a caloric deficit, you're gonna lose fat. And whether you're doing for 3 reps or you're doing for 12 reps, as long as you're working yourself to exhaustion and you're sore the next day and it feels like you worked out, then you're making progress. So my opinion, don't overcomplicate all this stuff in the beginning, because there's way too much going on up here and you are gonna lose sight of what really matters. My ultimate recommendation for a newbie, find yourself a program to follow, right? You can Google workout programs, find some fitness guy. A lot of people have free programs. I put workouts in a ton of my vlogs, a ton of my videos. You just gotta look down my channel. Follow one of those programs for, 4 weeks. Find yourself a generic meal plan if you don't feel like having someone make one for you, or you don't wanna make your own. Find a generic meal plan and follow it, watch and record your progress. This lifestyle, to see noticeable changes, takes time, it takes consistency, it takes effort. You gotta observe and report. You gotta see what works for you and what doesn't. What works for Remington James might not work for you. What works for Callum Von Moger might not work for me. We are all so different genetically, individually, that just because so-and-so takes 50 grams of carbs right after their workout, that's not the reason they look the way they do, right? That's probably a tiny little drop in the massive overall bucket that is the entire complex equation of what they do on a regular basis. So don't focus too much on that minor stuff. 20 minutes of cardio, get 20 minutes of cardio in. Working out, just do what you gotta do, get it done, follow a program, and I promise you will notice some changes. So those were my 7 tips for beginners, guys. Hopefully you got some value out of that. And like I said, I understand some of you aren't necessarily new to lifting, and some of these tips might just seem like common knowledge to you. But this is just stuff, I get these questions all the time, and I felt like making a short little video like this would really help some new subscribers. We were at 21,000 now, by the way. Thank you so much, guys. But, help steer some people in the right direction that are, potentially a little clueless on what exactly to do. There's so much information being thrown at you, and there's so many different people. I'm one of a million fitness YouTubers, right? So my opinion is my opinion. Do I believe in everything I say? Wholeheartedly, I do. But opinions vary, and people have different terminology and different ways they do things, different techniques that ultimately work for them and might not work for somebody else. And the key is take information from a ton of different sources, apply it into your training, into your nutrition, and just observe and report, guys. See what works, see what doesn't, and go from there. Anyways, guys, that is it. I promise I'm done with this. I'm actually vlogging today, so we have a new vlog coming out tomorrow, back on schedule. Comment below with any topics you want to hear me riff on. Anything in particular, I don't care. I like sitting here, I like talking, and I like making videos like this. It gives me a little break from taking the camera with me everywhere, and I think it gives you guys some value too. So I am out of here. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button. Don't forget, give me ideas in the comments. Oh yeah. And don't forget to smile, remain positive, and pay somebody a compliment, because you never know whose day you could be making better. And with that, I am out. Thank you so much, guys. I will talk to you later.